Last session, the heroes returned from the Amerthine Oubliette in the Void after freeing Aethelin from the Python, and immediately began to see visions of the past and then the present. The future remains hidden. First, the thoughtful tranquility of ancient Erebrecht, as Aethelin's researchers went about their daily tasks, as he imparted knowledge of his unique spells and details of Treerazor's abilities. Then, a brief, almost blinding glimpse of the elven pantheon as they bestowed their blessing upon you, empowering the relics you carry. Finally, a less triumphant scene as you see an army of Omex demons at a collection of fey lakes and rivers. You see the sludge conjured by the Omexes despoiling the pristine beauty, and the Fae being surrounded and tormented. You feel in this moment you could stretch out your hand, unleashing some of the holy energies surrounding you and blow the demons away. Do you?
I would.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely.
Let's get them.
A wave of holy light bursts from you, appearing as you appear as near ghosts in the heavens about the Moonpool causeways, washing over the demons and Fae alike. As the wave passes, the causeway is returned to its ethereal, unnatural state. Injured Fae stand up, hugging and dancing with one another. The demons in pollution are nowhere to be seen. This unexpected energy spent, you find yourself back in your own bodies at the Dim Crater. It appears that the agents of the Queen have been watching. For the moment you begin to make ready to depart, you find yourselves teleported back to your home in Kionin to be met by Dalamian. Welcome home, my friends. It seems you were successful. The Queen left word. Rest tonight, unless you have urgent news to report. Otherwise, she'll receive you in the morning. My forces are here to help with your re-outfitting. Tell me what you need and you shall have it by morning, if it is to be found here in the capital.
Dezi starts writing frantically his big needs list here, but he'll get something to them.
Little Bea starts riding around in their packs and grabs out basically everything they want to sell. And we need to get rid of these.
I guess we have some things to take stock of.
Dalamian looks over at the pile that's pouring out of Bea's bag and calls in some extra helpers to come. It's like, I see we will have a long night, but no, I stand by my word. You all rest. We will take care of you.
Well, thank you. And I'll have this list done in just an hour. Don't worry.
And some of this can probably wait, and be divvied out throughout the week or so. It doesn't have to be all tonight.
Oh, but we
I mean,
never
who
know.
knows, though, Bea? We could be called away in the morning.
Oh, yeah. With our track record.
I have a few things that I could get, maybe some more potions and the like, just in case.
Yeah, I went through a bunch of my scrolls, so I need to remember which ones I used and get those replaced and maybe get some upgrades. And Dezi just starts musing about that sort of thing.
So you all spend some time, going through your packs, getting rid of things you want to sell, making a list of what you want her to look for. And she dispatches the rest of her kind of Royal Guard delegates that are here to help you all to handle the shopping for you while you rest. In the morning, I'm going to jump to there. We don't need to keep going through your shopping, but you will have all the things we discussed offline and you purchased, all that's taken care of. But in the morning, you are shown once again to another meeting with the Queen. And let me get her artwork up again. You are shown back to another meeting with Queen Adisilil Talindia. And welcome back, my heroes. Welcome back indeed. I trust you didn't mind the rapid evacuation. Just my little trick. Our friend here was just so anxious. Behind the Queen, you see an exhausted and still very weak-looking Libiel propped up on a comfortable-looking bench kind of at the edge of this reception hall. We learned that by watching her, we could have some idea how you were faring. We almost had to sedate her at times, though, as she swung between extreme worry and violent exasperation. Near the end, though, she looked stunned, then happy, and finally said, "I can sleep. You can call them back." So, what stories do you have to tell? What happened when you reached the site of old Erebrecht and disappeared from this world?
Does anyone want to handle the retelling, or should I?
Well, you can start. Go ahead.
Go
All
for
right.
it.
Well, when we first got there was this big giant sheer of darkness, and she's going to go through all the adventure and what trials they fought. She even doesn't really sugarcoat how badly they beefed it. They trying to invade the strange fort, but he does mention how they freed everyone in the prison and how that apparently was exactly what they were going to need to do for the spirit, so that they kind of just did that ahead of time, and even kind of talked about some of the things they completely sidestepped doing, like beating the evil snake thing or dealing with those cult members.
The queen
Seems
will
like
look.
they probably got.
Go ahead.
Seems like they probably got their comeuppance when the snake thing woke up, anyways. So what else?
The queen will look to the other three. And what else do you have to add to this tremendous story?
Well, there was, I mean, the negative energy plane was tough, but I have never been there before. It's disorienting. These artifacts we carry became invested with their makers, I believe. Mine keeps trying to talk to me and tell me about research, which is fascinating but a little distracting at times. And we saw the Elven Pantheon. Were there some demons, perhaps, polluting rivers nearby? We had a vision of us blowing them away with holy energy.
Oh, that was you? I was suspicious. Yes, there was a demon invasion of the Moonlight Causeways, one of our enclave of our Fae allies. They said 4 new gods appeared in the sky and saved them. Well, they're Fae.
Yeah.
They'll likely forget about it by tomorrow, so I don't think you'll have a church dedicated to you immediately.
Yeah,
God for a day is still, that's a good gig.
I don't know. I want that responsibility, Daegron.
I'm not sure I'm ready to step up to that mantle myself.
I don't see the point.
It's hard enough tending the 3 of you. Can you imagine having a whole following? Oh my.
Do you mind if I sleep over there? She points at Libby tonight.
Oh, this is not where I was going to say this is not where she sleeps. Well, this is where she sleeps during the day. During the night, she goes back to her room. You're welcome to join her at either location, though.
Yeah, wherever she's gonna be, I'm gonna be there.
Well, yes, I think that would be good. Daegron? Vanarel, do you have anything to add about your adventures beyond?
Well, I know what we were there to do, and I think we accomplished that, but there were a lot of other strange things that we stumbled into or made right. I think there's a couple of handful of souls that are back in the Great Cycle, back where they're meant to be. That prison was so much more than just a place to hold someone. It was holding on to souls. They didn't even have bodies any longer. It's whatever that angry snake was holding on to. It seemed a whole other world of problems. Thankfully, one we don't have to deal with.
That sounds most unusual. I will try to have my priests or my scholars investigate exactly what's going on. This does sound like the type of thing Pharasma would take an interest in, and perhaps we can gain some of her favor by alerting her to this. Trapping souls is very much not a thing.
I mean, I think she might already know. I was there. I'm not maybe the most religious, but I do try to pray to her.
I thought you were more Callistrian, not Pharasma?
Oh, Callistrian. Oh, sorry, my brain just
No problem.
heard God's name filled in the one I was like, yes, duh. Calistria would totally be down getting revenge for everyone there.
They can have a collective God angry session.
It was a very strange place, but I think my companions have spoke it well. I'm still reeling from that touch of the divine.
Yeah, I still need to fix this whole skeleton thing, but I'm gonna some spells for that. Actually, I might have done that in the morning. Or yeah, I probably would have cast those spells when I woke up.
Yeah, you probably would have done a One's
Yeah.
Affliction.
That's fair.
Well, we'll say you handled that. Otherwise, she probably should have commented on that, and I just totally forgot that
That's
you were
fair.
still a skeleton.
No, we did get a night's sleep, which was the big thing. Yeah.
Well, that is a most tremendous story. You've gained knowledge and power, but I'm afraid not the war-winning weapon or secrets we might have hoped for. Treerazor's been quiet, too quiet. We now know he is more of a schemer than we gave him credit for. I don't think we have won, and I don't think he's retreating to lick his wounds. I'm not sure what to expect next.
But we did learn a ritual to cleanse areas in the Tanglebriar, which is a weapon, but not something that will fix everything.
I think it sounds like that ritual could help at preparing a battlefield if we know where the fight would occur, or to restore a city or a small area. It will take months or even years, though, to restore the entire area. It is great knowledge. I'm not quite sure how we can use it for our advantage yet.
Fair. But yes, I don't think we have a single thing to use or got any singular thing that will end this immediately.
I would like to give you a week to rest, to heal your souls. You have been on the front lines, or even worse now, for quite some time. So please, rest, recharge yourselves. I will see what my scouts and scholars can uncover during that time. Do you have any other questions, though, before you begin your relaxation?
I'm ready for a good day of sleep and to not have that stink of swamp in my nose anymore.
Nothing comes to mind.
So she will see you all out of the palace, and you now have a week of downtime. I know some of you wanted to do some retraining or to finalize any of the shopping that we mostly handled offline. I've also asked if you wanted to prepare a mini scene for each of you, and we can run through those. Does anyone want to go first?
I can go. Mine's kind of simple. Bea's going to go hang out with Libiel and the Queen and whoever else visits Libya. That could be any of the players that they feel like.
I think Dezi would spend some time there, yes.
What are
So,
Bea and
Libya
Libiel
also-
talking about?
Oh, so I see you've gotten quite a little bit stronger, Bea. Yeah, it's been a lot not being a bee anymore. Well, I kind of miss that time, but I need to recover for quite some time yet. Spending as long as I did and ignoring the cycle kind of takes a toll. So you're like a prophet now? I don't understand where exactly Bea or Libiel got the ability to see what they were doing, but would you perhaps elucidate on that, Faenliss?
Yes, I mean, it seems like she still has some connection. Maybe it's still the remnants of the patron that is sharing knowledge with you. You know, you felt you have lost some of the connection to the patron and you don't have all the powers you used to have, but it seems like the patron is still sharing knowledge with you. And at times, it almost even felt like it maybe was a punishment and being forced to see the horrible things that the party was going through. But it still was useful, but you're not quite familiar. It felt different than how the patrons treated you in the past.
Of course. So I guess the best explanation of it is that I can still sort of see through your eyes and hear through your ears. And I got to feel all of your pain, which was pleasant, I'm sure. Oh, kind of took quite a lot of extra damage for them. I noticed. Is there some reason you're a little bit gung-ho about taking the damage for them? Well, I'm just a little worker. I'm expendable. They aren't, dear. You're no longer a worker. Don't treat yourself like that.
And so Libiel and Bea just keep kind of having their slow... I mean, are there other major points you want to get out? Or... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I couldn't tell how long you wanted to go.
No, other than that, I think they just hang out and spend time together. If Dezi wants to come in to talk to Libiel, though.
Hey, Libby, how you doing? You getting some good rest?
Well, now that you all are resting, yes.
I'm glad you're able to be here with us, even if you're not traveling with us. It's nice to see you again. And your friend, I guess now? Bea has been really helpful, and she's picked up in your stead as best she can. I think it probably a lot for her.
Yeah, she's definitely doing things quite a lot more destructively than I had ever. But I suppose you guys are approaching the time in which just another explosion will do a lot more than some weird trick like I did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. We miss you, and Bea's definitely great to have around, but we do miss you, Bea. Sorry, we do miss you, Libby.
No problem. How have things been going with the party? It seems like you have a lot less stress without me around, at least.
No, oh, are you kidding me? Bea just flies off and goes charging forward. I have to run after her and heal her all the time, but it's fine. We figured it out mostly.
Mostly?
I mean, like, Bea only died a couple of times.
Yeah, only a couple of times. Quite a handful, I assume. And everyone else? How's Daegron and Vanarel?
Oh, you know Daegron. Always solid, even in the face of craziness. And Vanarel's, he's coming out of his shell a little bit.
Honestly, it looked like Vanarel was having a lot of really good moments there at the castle, from what I saw.
Yeah.
When, Bea wasn't laying on the ground.
This is true. We just have to tell him not to hit the crystals and everything will be fine.
No, do it. I want to see what it does for science.
No, well, it's fine. We figured it out and sorted through it. And, that, what was it? Hydroskeleton thing was not fun, but
I
yeah.
wanted to study that. You should have brought one back so I can look.
Well, listen, Bea, I know you're off the case here, but if you do ever want to chat or have something you want to tell us, why don't you take the other side of this slate of distant letters? You're going to be around the city?
Yeah, more or less. I am bedridden, unfortunately. The doctors always give me a a stern look if I asked to, go back and help out with the war.
Sure. We'll have the other half, and you can always write us. If we're not in the middle of a, deathly situation, I'm sure we'll respond quickly.
Yeah.
And Dezi will probably chat for a bit, but eventually kind of work their way, or say their goodbyes to some extent.
Let's segue over to either Daegron or Vanarel. What are you up to for this week?
Yeah, so for Daegron, he's been feeling as if he's been having issues with them getting lost and having trouble making way through some of the different places they've been trying to journey through lately. So during this week, he's picked up a few supplies, some alchemist fires, some potions, things that he thinks might help that they use in their day-to-day when things get a little weird. But he goes to find the scouts that we had gone out into the Tangled Briar with, see if there's any ranging parties doing patrols around the cities within the week. He's looking to tag along and maybe try to pick up some more tricks. He's learned a bit from Vanarel, and Vanarel's really helped him get a basic understanding of tracking and survival and making their way through these really, really rough terrain locales. So he's going to see if he can maybe learn a bit from them this week, going out as much as he can, probably at least for a couple days at a time. But he's going to look to retrain out from his crafting, which he just didn't find that he had as many times to build things as he does to break things anymore. And he's going to put that into survival for master training here.
Yeah, so you definitely find a couple of the scout bands, and you kind of maybe offer to trade some weapon training for their forestry skills, and you spend some time instructing them on how to combat demons more effectively, and a little bit of training maybe in how to better fight against axe-wielding type people like yourself, just because demons, not all the ones you've been finding here, but a lot of them tend to be more brute force, similar to your axe style, than the more finesse style weaponry that the elves favor. So while you're not a demon, you're still at least a useful alternate fighting style for them to learn from. So you spend the week kind of trading skills, and by the end of the week, you are feeling much more comfortable moving through and tracking in the wild. You still think Vanarel might have you beat, but you think you're at least a good backup now, and not just someone who stumbles through and leaves tracks behind you all the time.
Oh, I think I'm actually going to be the highest with this.
I think you will, actually.
Yeah, I was like, I know my bonus is going to go up a decent amount, and then I looked, I'm like, ooh, we're sitting nice right now. And then I think almost as maybe embracing this kind of dual role of his orcish heritage and this new life in Keonan that they've been living, and this touch of divinity felt, he's going to go get his tattoos that he has around his eyes, the traditional orcish eye slash tattoos, and maybe see if he can get more elvish designs incorporated into it as he looks to kind of strengthen the enchantment on it. And that would be his kind of last thing he's going to do for the week.
Okay. How about you, Vanarel?
Well, we were given 7 days to rest and relax, and I can't remember the last time we had even half that time to ourselves. It's been such a constant string of go, go, go that I think the first sunrise after the Queen sends us on R&R, Vanarel does something he has not done in what feels like ages. When the sun comes up and wakes him, he just rolls over and goes back to sleep for a little while longer. That's not the entire day, obviously, but the rest of the day, because it's sort of at his own pace, there's nothing driving forward, and well, thankfully nothing ready to dab him in the neck or grab him and try to swallow him or anything along those lines. He feels a little lost at first because the city is still moving, the city is still bustling, and by the second and third days, that's what he's sort of fallen into. He will check in with Libiel. He's definitely going to do that. He wants to just catch up with her and just swap the goofy stories that he always tends to tell, not with the greatest detail recollection or accuracy, but he'll definitely catch up with Libby for a bit. Also gonna check in with him, and he's gonna wind up handing off his light hammer, as that's gonna get some work done. That's one of the requests over the course of the week, so the blacksmiths can upgrade his hammer a bit, and that's all kind of behind the scenes stuff. But I increased the quality of the cold iron so I could get another rune placed onto it. But that's kind of like an order for them. And he'll check back in on them over the course of the week. For the remaining days, he's going to check the docks around the waters of Green Gold to see if anything needs to be helped there, and finding, again, with the city sort of recovering at its own pace and allowing Vanarel to be leisurely, his remaining days he's going to go try to seek out the poolsmith that has a very particular plow around here somewhere, and he's going to go out and try to help regrow some of the fields with that demonic plowshare. And even though it's more relaxing work, it's going to be something more along the lines of I'm still helping. So even if it's still going to take years and years to remove the power from that thing, by going out and doing his share, he just feels like that's going to be his purpose until he's called away again by the queen.
And just to check, you mentioned Green Gold. That, remember, was a couple days journey away from the capital. Is that still what you wanted to spend some of your time doing, or? I
misremembered the capital name. That's my fault.
Yeah, I mean, Green Gold is where all the negotiations happened with the different factions, but Ayadara is where you are now, which is the seat, the capital of Keonan. So
that's it. My fault. Yeah, so that's
okay.
I'm not going that far. It's only a week.
And so you're spending a lot of, your first. It sounds like you spent the first couple of days not quite sure how to spend your time. And then you settled into helping at the fields, helping with the plow over and over again, and just trying to expunge that demon lord from the reforged Horn of Rust.
Yeah.
And then Dezi, what are you up to?
Kind of after the conversation with Libiel, they spend a little bit of time relaxing. They're concerned about the party, so they're going to go out looking to we have an issue with not being able to deal with traps, so they're going to find somebody who's a little knowledgeable in disabling devices and that sort of thing, and spend some of the week doing that. They also just need some downtime, so they're going to spend their nights at the bar that they've now labeled Axes and Allies, Daegron's bar over there, just to kind of chill out and, spend some time not in the swamp dealing with terror. And they'll also probably do a bit of... They need to talk to the queen about upgrading their armor, since they're primarily focused on worrying about their defensive capabilities. And I think, just in short, kind of just spending some downtime relaxing with the party in a capacity that's not, near death.
So the week passes. It does sound like at the start of the week you're all kind of off doing your own things a little bit and finding ways to relax a little bit. Some of you are in pairs, checking on Libiel, checking on such things. But it sounds like by the end of the week, you are starting to get a little bit more, maybe late night conversations back at the house before you all turn in for the night. And what types of strategies or planning comes out between the four of you while you're waiting for the next mission?
Well, I don't know what our next steps are quite yet, but it seems like we've got to face off against Treerazor coming. We know he's weak to Holy.
It's been a few weeks. When I asked about those enemies of his, we were told his father and a few others, right?
You were told his father was his greatest enemy, probably.
Scythe, I think it was.
Scythe Visung, I believe, is the demon lord's name.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know about making deals with him, but is there a way to drop like an anonymous tip to a demon lord?
I wouldn't know how to do that.
I don't even think we would want to be in communication with any. It would bring nothing but bad attention. But it's something good to keep in mind. Who knows where we may end up or what situation we'll be in after that shadow prison. Who knows what could come next?
Yeah, I'm hesitant to make a deal with a demon lord, or who knows what could happen there.
Yeah, that's why I said probably not make a deal, but like sending a message somehow that maybe can't be tracked back to us.
That sounds
yeah.
That sounds like some kind of magic channeling that's definitely going to be entertained by Dezi and Bea. Hit it with a hammer. That's my thing.
I kind of am of the same opinion, except less with the hammer and more with the crossbow.
Don't hit him with the crossbow, Dezi.
Well, Daegron, you know what I mean.
But either way,
But
I
yeah.
appreciate it. We do need to take some time, and I can't imagine there's too many between him and us at this point.
Well, what other leads do we have to pursue? There's a few more things with Tanglebriar, but I don't know if they really need our attention anymore.
Give me
Well, no, but I think meeting with the Queen to see next steps would be a good idea. I don't particularly want to entertain talking to a demon lord. Possibly cleansing an area of the Tanglebriar in preparation for a battle would make sense, though.
I can take a perception or any magic discipline roll, secret please, from all four of you.
Sure.
So while that week was going on, both Vanarel, while you were off plowing, you did notice that a lot of the other elves around you, especially those who seemed to be more naturally inclined, these were maybe some of the druids who oversaw some of these fields, they all seemed a little jumpier than usual. They all seemed like something was putting them on edge. And Dezi, you've also noticed something odd. The magical fields that just flow through this elven city, something about them has been disturbed. It doesn't feel demonic. It doesn't feel like they've been corrupted, but they are flickering in just ways that kind of give you goosebumps off and on throughout the day.
Is it something are they acting this way around me specifically, or is it just kind of one of those, like, everywhere you go, it's like a bad feeling?
I mean, would you have talked to them or would you have just observed this and shared it back to the group? How would you have interacted with this discovery?
I'm not sure if this helps much as an answer, but certainly like one and then the other. Like at first I would just kind of watch to see if other people are reacting, shying away from me. But if it seems to be all over, I would try to find someone towards the end of the afternoon, say when they're taking a little bit of a break, and just try to ask about like what if they've had any bad, like if they're sensing any kind of bad feelings about the area or the city, or like something doesn't sit quite right. Have they had that same sensation?
So yes, I mean, so you watch for a little while, and it does feel like it's not associated with you, it's not associated with the plow. And so when you eventually reach out to some of them, they just say like nature feels wrong. Something is twisting. I can't explain it in words, but it is as if the magic is angry, and it chills me to my bones every time that pulse comes through.
Yeah, I mean, later when we're talking, presumably, I would mention that the magical fields do seem to be strange here. I'm assuming that was to figure out what was going on.
After I've been given their hints, maybe think about it as perhaps a planar rift opening, and maybe, see if that's a possibility.
You can give me a check for that. I think you can make the planar lore or an arcana check for what you asked.
I'll try planar lore, sorry.
This doesn't feel exactly like planar lore, but it feels like something is siphoning off or connecting to or merging into the ley lines of the area here.
All right, I'm going to give that insight to the party. Perhaps we should track that down and remove it.
I'd agree.
coming-
Yeah, that doesn't seem very safe.
Do you think it's coming from Treerazor's forces, or is it something we brought back from that other place, that prison?
The interference, as best you can tell, and you've had some good rolls there now, it does seem like it is coming from the south. So that does feel like it is coming from the Tanglebriar area, whatever this manipulation of the ley lines entails.
Well, we're pretty good at tracking magical signatures in this group. We want to try to track that down. Seems not
Is
great.
the seventh night, so this is the end of your week of downtime, and you are scheduled to visit the Queen tomorrow morning. Do you want to go
No.
off and scout now? Do you want to send a message that that's what you're doing? Do you want to wait until your meeting? What is your plan here?
Let's talk to the Queen first.
She may tell us something similar, and no point running off before we speak to her.
Read.
Okay, so you rest up again, and in the morning you are escorted back to see the Queen. The week did pass fairly quickly for you all after your, maybe a first couple days feeling very lethargic and resting up, and then kind of getting a little more frantic and high energy near the end, and starting to worry about what else is going on when you noticed this manipulation of the ley lines. As you observed throughout the week, the elven troops stationed around the town were always on high alert. They were drilling frequently, but the civilians you watched did seem to at least lose some of their nervousness. It felt like the war is feeling under control, or at least further from the capital. So while the war came as the shock, the triumphs of you and the army, that is helping to keep the morale high. And as you meet with the Queen, I wish I had more concrete news for you all. We have not turned up any leads. Small-scale skirmishes still occur throughout the border. Sporadic attempts to pollute the waterways continue. In the past, I would have considered this the actions of a spoiled child, just trying to be as annoying and attention-seeking as possible. But now, I think this is calculated to make us lower our guard while still consuming extensive resources to maintain the status quo. What do you think we should do?
Tell her what you found, Bea. That's
Well, something's siphoning magic from the ley lines, and perhaps it might be related to, or it could be another threat, but I would probably put money on it being another mushroom.
Yes. We have noticed that increasing. I am needing to spend more and more of my magic energy and more of the mages under my control, fortifying Sovereign Stone and the connections to all the Ayadara here.
We do have. We think we know which direction it's coming from. We could potentially track it down. Direction the interference is.
Anything you can do to relieve the strain on our mages here, that would give us power back and maybe let us find something else. But you say it's coming from the south. Well, we know that's the Tanglebriar, and we know you are all very adept at navigating through there. Do you have any insight more into where within the Tanglebriar you feel you would have to look? It is a huge swamp after all.
Kind of glances over to the seat that would be in during the day. Well, we could try the mushrooms thing.
This seems different. Not that I'm trying to get you not to take the mushrooms or anything, but we could look, and I don't think we have a concrete direction. We could try to study the magic flows more, or we could try to follow them, go into the Tanglebriar and follow them by kind of teleporting around a bit and trying to hone in on the signal.
It sounds like following those ley lines is the closest thing to a trail we've got,
Well,
unless I'm misunderstanding something.
We do have the way gate that we can go through, and then we just use one teleport, and from there we can triangulate where it's at based on the feelings we get.
That's a pretty good idea.
As you are
the way gate
discussing
gets
this,
a lot quicker.
the sky darkens, as if it had suddenly become overcast. Yet a glance
think we should
upward
go now.
confirms few clouds above, at least at first. Wisps of foul-looking green vapor begin spreading across the sky, reaching out in slithering tendrils like flying serpents. Cloying stink, as if of rotting vegetation, washes over the city, and a deep, rumbling sensation wells up from the ground. Then, on the city's southern outskirts, a monstrosity slips through a rippling distortion in the air, and where none stood moments before, now a towering, twisted, diseased tree looms above Ayodara's skyline. The city's magical wards pulse and flicker, sending ripples of energy across the capital's buildings and streets, and for the moment, those wards appear to hold. The sky grows no darker, and the branches and roots of the immense tree stop just short of growing into the city's outskirts. Still, the twisting roots curl and grind through the banks of the Idawar River, and the surrounding ground digging a moat-like trench around it that swiftly fills with water that grows polluted and poisonous looking. It takes but a moment to recognize the storied shape for what it is. The Witch Bowl, Treerazor's polluted forest, now stands before the Elves of Keonan, and the
That's
queen
not good.
looks in horror that the enemy's fortress now stands upon their doorstep. The citizens are panicking. The quiet streets that you had heard this morning, where the civilians seemed to almost be thinking that the war was won, are now rioting, stampeding. What do you do?
I think we gotta calm some people down, and then we're gonna have to go deal with that. I gesture towards the large tree.
Should I go try to talk to the tree?
No, don't talk to that tree. I don't think it's going to be of any help. But hey, we talked about having a battleground that suited us. Fortunate as this is probably better than being in the Tanglebriar. But if we don't get order in this place, people will run wild.
I'd agree. Let's see if we can calm these people down.
And then we take that thing apart.
The queen looks to you all. We were expecting an attack. Dara was always a target. His witch bowl now stands before us. But why does Treerazor not gloat atop his fortress battlements in full view? The answer, I suspect, is thanks to you. Your actions against the Spore Queen may not have prevented this development, but I must assume this overwhelming magical feat has taxed Treerazor significantly. In fact, perhaps he has done us a favor. We no longer need to fight through Tanglebriar to confront him at the heart of his empire. He has brought the heart to us, and while while he catches his breath after this hopefully foolish gambit, you have a singular chance to strike.
Do you want us to go now? Can you get your people in order while we venture into this tree?
I think show of force, a little bit of a parade of you setting out would do wonders to the populace. Of course, we will need to ensure that your actual departure is hidden, as to not tip off anyone he may have watching. But I think we can manage such a thing. She calls in some of her other mages from around the area, and they begin casting some illusions of the four of you. I think we can send parades in multiple directions. It is a big city after all, and everyone wants to see you.
Wouldn't want to disappoint the people.
Could you make me I think you're just a little taller. You're a little off.
Daegron, it's okay.
I mean, yeah, they can make some of you look more heroic or less heroic, whatever you think is gonna best either soothe the populace or confuse the demons.
I'm gonna look at them and go, you don't even have to try. I'm too small to be seen.
Now, I'm the right size. The crossbow, though, needs to be at least twice as big.
So, it is the morning. He is here on our doorstep. I will send some scouts out to try to learn what we can, if that will help you plan, or you can dive in yourselves without any advanced intel from us. Which do you prefer?
Yeah, there's something to be said if he's been by this spell to move now.
Don't know how long this ruse will last either.
Yeah, I don't want to give him too much time to rest if he is recovering from what he's just done.
I'm all for preparation, but in this case, I think a quick attack is the best approach.
Okay. I will still send my scouts, but I expect, unless you get stymied, you will probably be ahead of them at all times.
If you do get any information, just pass it on to Libiel. She's got our slate. She can send it to us.
Oh, that is most useful. We can tell you, I can't even tell you anything yet about, we will need time, and you will share with us what you discover. I do want to break 1 second here, not break, take a break, but in terms of some meta knowledge for you all. The way this is going to work, there is a script of events that happens every day now. So you do have some number of days, you don't know how many, before bad things happen. You also have 6 delay days because you had gotten all 6 of the nations to the Mutual Aid Alliance. You can spend each of those to delay the progression by a day. So basically make it so nothing happens on that day and you push back the timeline. Any unspent delay days, though, shape the eventual resolution of the siege. So not using them is also a good thing. So it is a balance, and you'll never really know what the trade-offs are. Today is day 0, if you are going in before getting any intelligence from the scouts. And the way this will tend to work, it will be a little bit of like an infiltration system to get to the Witch Bowl. Once you're inside the Witch Bowl, it'll be more of a navigation type thing, but getting across the enemy lines and kind of getting to a place. So it's going to be a mix of infiltration and encounter modes kind of back and forth in a very fluid manner, just to know what to expect here. Does that all make sense? I know it might be a little bit complicated and maybe not quite apparent yet. I'm still going to try to keep it mostly abstract and hidden from you all, but I still want you to know about kind of the fact that you have at least multiple days, but you don't know how many to work with in terms of if you want to retreat and rest. You will still always need to do an infiltration to get back out and get back to safety. So it's not just a matter of getting in, you have to also get back out. So there's some amount of how much can you push on a given day. Does this all make sense?
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like, though, your initial goal is to reach the Witch Bowl and see what is going on. Is that correct? Oh, sorry.
I think so.
One thing. It does give you, before each day's infiltration, you do get some options you can try to do before you go in. You can spend some time trying to bribe and find contacts who might know information. You can attempt to, use subterfuge and other means to kind of spy on some of the outlying demon soldiers. You can just listen to gossip and see if you can learn anything from that. You can a little bit watch from afar and try to scout out the movements of the army, more movements within the tree. The scouting here is mainly looking within the tree to understand what's going on. Or you can try to get disguises to help with the infiltration. So you each can do one of those each day before you go in. You know how you'd like to approach this.
I know for Daegron anyway, if we're heading in today, I think it gives us time to get out and come back if we have to. we've been pressed hard in some of our recent engagements where we didn't have the option to back off when maybe it was prudent. If we're all good for today, I'd say we go ahead, and if we are, then he's going to spend the morning prepping in the barracks with the other troops, even though he's going out on the mission. Just listening, kind of just getting into his own head for this, as this seems to be what this all has culminated for.
That sounds like you're kind of wanting to listen to the rumors, to kind of do the gossip preparation. So give me a diplomacy check. Yeah, so you're listening, and you think at least today, none of the rumors to you sound believable. People are panicked. People are making up things. You don't hear anything repeated or that just has that ring of truth to you. You think maybe on later days there'll be more knowledge filtering through, but today that felt more difficult. Anyone else? What's your preparation activity?
I would like to sample the magic to see what I can just determine from the magical spores that are raining down on the populace, to see if there's some kind of long-term effect / something I can do about them.
Okay, yep. You wanted to do Arcana for that, I believe?
Yeah, Arcana, the skill I use for everything.
Yep, that sounds fine to me. Okay, you can tell there's a place on the Witch Bowl that you see pulses with colored light that seems to be emitting multiple colored spores into the air. And you think that's what's poisoning the water, what's poisoning the air?
All right.
You think there's at least some room there that is responsible for that type of effects?
I'm going to draw a kind of a map to point directly to that and be like, I think that should be our first target.
Dezi and Vanarel?
Yeah, I'm going to be watching this Witch Bowl very, very closely from the edge of the city, though, closest to it. Maybe finding something up on a second or third level, bell tower or something. I want to try to see if there's anything creeping and crawling around inside that structure, that tree, that we can maybe exploit or give the city a heads up on.
Okay, yeah, give me a roll for that.
Place out for sure.
Sounds like you probably want perception for that, so that's an appropriate roll.
Yes, that was supposed to be. Sorry, I mean.
That's fine.
All right.
So it's hard to see from the distance you're at, even with your good vision. But you are able to see what looks like the most common creatures that seem to be traversing the Witch Bowl. These are the Seraptus demons, which you have fought multiple times. Let me get their artwork for you. They may be hard to disguise yourself as them. They do have some rather unique features that might make that difficult. Let me just get one. These are the demons with mouths on their arms, on their elbows, and the forearms,
right.
Yes, and horns. Here is their artwork. These seem to be the grunts of the army here. They're these four-armed, kind of classic demon devil-looking creatures, big ram horns on their head. And their most distinguishing feature, besides having four arms, is the fact that their elbows always seem to have toothed mouths. And you remember that they like to try to grab you and then bite you with their elbows. They also were doing a fair bit of mind control. It wasn't often effective against you, but it probably would be very effective against most of the lower level elves in the town here. And this seems to be the mainstay of at least the messengers or guards that you see wandering kind of on the limbs of the Witch Bowl.
I think Dezi would like to do some asking around to try to learn some information. If possible, I'd like to use a Greater Silvertongue mutagen.
Sure.
It's for an hour.
Yeah.
And at least critical failures, if I do that, don't wind up critical failures. So yeah, I'll do the diplomacy. I might I don't have my mini here, so I'm going to get an additional one.
So are you trying to gain a contact in the army or listen to the gossip? What was the flavor of your...
More listen to the gossip.
Okay, yep.
And figure out what's going on via that. Item bonus, add, perfect.
And just like Daegron, you feel that the rumors you're hearing, you're not hearing any one that makes you think it's more important than the others. And it seems like more the words of a panicked populace, just inventing horrible things that they're afraid of. So you don't think you've learned anything useful from listening to the gossip right now. So as you go in on this first infiltration, you do have 2 edge points from the 2 successes on that one. So edge points are like hero points that you can use during the infiltration portion. And they can be used both. One of them can only be used, let me double check this. Yeah, one can be used while trying to move through the enemies, and one can be used when you're inside the Witch Bowl. So I'll remind you if you have failures that you can use them on. And you are now trying to get behind enemy lines.
Can I ask a question about enemy lines? Are they just like out in front and just kind of like in a big, like basically ranks in file of demons?
Somewhat. They're not really in an army like. Demons are not quite that organized. There's the giant tree, which is absolutely immense. Actually, let me get the artwork of the tree again. We know we shared that a couple weeks back, but it's relevant again. And let's see, Witch Bowl. So this is the giant gnarled tree that is looming over your city. And this tree is, you would say it's taller, it's broader. I mean, the tree is definitely taller than the tallest building here. And the circumference here is more than a couple of city blocks. This is a huge, huge tree, almost city scale, maybe even the size of Green Gold when you were there. Of course, the capital is large, and it's not quite the size of the capital, but it is looming over the capital. It is physically taller. It is imposing. And the roots, when it first arrived, they kind of reached out and formed a moat around itself. So there is a complete ring of water, tens of meters wide, separating it from the capital. Nestled underneath those roots and kind of moving between them, you do see some amount of demons, and it's a large number. It's large enough that it does feel like an army, but they are not arranged in ranks. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to know, because if we can get close enough to that thing, I think I can break us through quite easily.
How would you propose?
I have this lovely spell called Phantasmagoria, and let me just send it to chat for everyone to see what this does. I don't have it in my spell list because I bought this as a scroll. Give me a second.
I'm trying to look it up on my... There we go. I got it. Let's see. 120-foot range, any number of creatures. You fill the target's minds with endless images, like countless dreams and their lives colliding with each other. Does some mental damage, and it might confuse them for a while. I will... So, I mean, it's not going to be able to affect the entire group. That area is bigger than 120-foot diameter, so you can't get the entire group. But yes, you could affect a very large group of them.
Except I can turn invisible, get further inside, and get 240 feet of them.
That still would not get the entire group. It is
just
larger
asking for enough of them to cause enough chaos.
No, you definitely it would cause chaos. Whether or not it would also raise the awareness that you were there, probably. But whether or not they knew where you are afterward, that's you suspect it would help you get in. You suspect that they may have defenses against it in the future after the first time.
I only have one.
That would probably be fantastic if we get caught, maybe as a way to get them off our back as we escape. I don't want to get too locked down into skirmishes out here.
That's true. It might be better on the way out, Bea.
Or even if we get caught on the way going in. Either way.
I mean, I think
it's a quick method for sure.
I know a lot
Keep
about
it in my hand.
I know a lot about different types of demons and their behaviors and patterns. I'm wondering if I could leverage that for us to kind of partially sneak by them.
Yeah. You want to give me
what did you all have in mind? Oh, sorry, I was trying to do a planning phase.
Go ahead.
If we want to roll these independently, yeah. What did everybody else think?
Yeah, I've learned things here and there from some of the scouts. I can see if I could guide us through this area a little better.
Vanarel, you want to use your snake eyes?
I could just sneak us through as well.
You're going to be sneaky?
Like, if we can, just sneak.
Okay. I mean, I think we have a decent plan for each of us doing something a little different. Does that make sense to you, Faenliss?
Sure. So let's start with the people. I actually want to start with Dezi's demon lore based thing for trying to find the easiest way through, maybe exploiting the different demon tendencies of different types of things
Well, this is a religion check, but demons.
That will still work. Yeah.
Yeah, and if this is a critical fail, I would burn my halfling lock on it.
You're able to at least spot some of the more sloths, some of the demons who are less attentive, and using that to skirt away part of the camp during a time when their overseers weren't there to keep them in line. So you felt that got you about halfway through the camp toward the tree. And who would like to try next? I think all the other ones felt equally reasonable. That one just felt like the most interesting to me, so I wanted to start with that one.
Daegron?
Do we want to go with you for seeing how quiet we are first, as we're trying to sneak through this?
All right. Well, I can do the follow the expert. We can all just go through it, which means I give you an aid since I think your stealth is the lowest.
Yeah, I'm 23 for my stealth.
So I didn't mean to roll that privately.
That is
Insurance
fine.
system.
Yeah, we'll just take that roll as your check here rather than the other people
okay.
rolling. So yeah, you managed to get closer and closer in. And let me get the right. Nope, that's the wrong map. Yes, this is the right map. So you've navigated past most of the camps, and you have found a set of branches or roots, hard to tell which are which, that seem like they form a bridge or a walkway into the actual Witch Bowl proper. Let me put you on a map here. Let me just make sure this has good walls. Looks like it does.
Once we get there, don't forget to grab your spell effects.
The Witch Bowl's roots sprawl through the waters of the Enderwar River, redirecting the flow and causing minor flooding at the city's edges where the hideous tree fortress has manifested. Fluvium draining from countless boils and gashes along the trunk and barren branches add to the swamp-like morass. Yet near the trunk itself, a soggy beach of mud and fungus leads up to a dark gap between the roots that appears to lead deeper into the Witch Bowl itself. And we don't need to see that. So the roots here, these are all slick. So you will be needing to make acrobatics checks, or you can always go swim in the swampy water. That's up to you. I thought you'd prefer to start on the slick roots. And so yeah, if you actually let me back up a little bit more, just on the very edge of the map here, I think would make more sense. Let me just back you up. Probably actually Daegron in front. There you go. So yeah, as I said, if you want to, you can go in the water, or you can keep walking across the roots. What would you prefer?
Roots seem fine
Daegron's
to
gonna
me.
try to walk across the roots, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, give me an acrobatics check there, Daegron. Even share this to chat for you. There you go. Yeah, you're making just fine progress, and
Because he will, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
I'll give it a try as well. And this is half speed, I'm assuming, for
Yes.
acrobatics.
Yeah, you're doing just fine running around here, and I assume Bea is flying above, so I don't think Bea needs to make
I
that
know.
roll. But Vanarel,
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Sorry, I'm poking through my class features here for a second. All right, I'm either imagining something or
You've got that difficult terrain thing, right? I don't know how that affects this.
something. It's not something else that I was just reading. I don't remember if I was reading ahead or if it's something I picked up at this level. All right, and either way, I'm going to just make sure I balance real careful, like, to make my way through here. So I will utilize the acrobatics. Sorry, it was acrobatics, yes?
acrobatics, yes. There's the
Okay.
roll in the macro just a little bit up.
Oh, there it is. All right, do that then. Get myself. That's not the best roll. I
Not the
think,
best roll, but
overall.
you're still fine. You're staying balanced. You're making your way through. Give me
Is this like it's like half speed?
half speed.
essentially?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would like all of you to roll me a perception check. Actually, just roll me an initiative check. I have you toggled in. That will be. Oh wait, nope, never mind. Don't do that. What? Can we end that encounter? That's totally wrong. Try that again. There were 2 copies of each of you in there, plus some other stuff. That
Well, we did
looks,
send off several copies throughout the city, so
That looks better. Go ahead and roll. Did it not roll for? Let me try that again. So none of you spot something that is now emerging from the water. I have been watching for you. A giant frog winged demon creature. Let me share this artwork as well, and we'll try our best to describe this thing as it comes lunging out of the water. You see, definitely looks like a 3-eyed horned frog with imp-like wings. It does seem to have some form of a barbed, spiked tail, and it looks like it should be much smaller than it is. Also, we got a hero point here for the hour. I'm going to give it to Bea.
Yeah.
So this thing, when you look at it, you feel like it should be something. It looks like it's corrupted frog, and you're used to that being much smaller than this, instead of this giant gargantuan creature that surfaces from the swamp, and I think it is going to open by casting a spell on you all.
If it's got the dread blindfold to do.
Oh yes, it has seen you, so it has to make a will save because you are scary looking. It got a success, so that is nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, also let me get initiative here so it's visible on stream for folks. There we go. So yes, it's visible, and it is going to cast Divine Wrath, targeting all 4 of you. I believe it can get all of you in that burst. Let me double check. Yes, very easily. So can I get a fortitude save from the 4 of you, please?
Just rolled fortitude and not clicked the thing. Oh, well.
That's fine. That's a success for Bea. Do you have anything like Resolve that makes your, or Juggernaut that makes your successes critical successes, Bea?
Just check. I got Juggernaut.
You have Juggernaut, so you have a critical success. So right now it looks like we have critical successes from Bea and Vanarel, and we have a critical fail from Dezi, who is using halfling luck. And
Double nat ones. Yep.
wait, double nat ones? Oh, so you already used halfling luck. You're not trying it again. So double nat ones. Okay. So that is what it was going to be. And Daegron has a regular fail. Okay, so let's roll some damage here. Dezi, you're taking twice this. Daegron, you're taking the full amount. The other two are unaffected. And Daegron is sickened 1. I'll drag that onto you. Dezi, you are sickened 2 and slowed 1 as long as you are sickened. And what is it going to do next? It is, first let me get rid of the template. We don't need that anymore. It has 1 action left, and it does have a fly speed, so it's going to just fly up into the air 10 feet. It is now Vanarel's turn, as you've seen this monstrosity appear and coat you in what felt like holy fungal fire, or unholy fungal fire as the case may be.
That is terrible. Okay, well, I'm still on a bunch of slippery tree roots, so I think my first goal is still to get to something a little more solid. So I want to continue to move forward here. I'm guessing those acrobatics checks are still going to be required with each movement.
Yes, if you are on any of the limbs, it will be acrobatics. If you get over to the swampy shore, that is just difficult terrain. I think unless your class feature lets you deal with swamp differently.
If it's difficult terrain just as like a natural like hazard, then
yes. And this entrance here, this cave looks like the entrance into the fortress.
Okay, well, let me start. So I'm just gonna make my individual action moves and then roll the check each time, I guess. So getting up to here, trying to balance precariously up against Daegron.
You're gonna fall prone.
Let me hang on 1 second. Let me slip and slide a bit here, try to recatch my footing with the help of hopefully a hero point. I just grabbed onto Daegron's shoulder for just a moment here as I try to maintain my footing.
You managed to not pull Daegron into the water with you, so yeah, you stay on. You can move at half speed with an action.
Okay, so that was right. That was my first action, getting me to next to Daegron. Second, I will... Again, these are also half speed, I'm assuming.
Unless you have a feat that lets you do that faster.
I do not. So the second presumably will get me to there. This feels more solid. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
This part's dry. And even though I'm still on slippery, like, wood and such, I'm going to take my third action, and I'm going to size up this giant three-eyed winged frog and call him my hunted prey.
Okay. And as this is starting, you're starting to see that there is an audience beginning to form behind you of demons wanting to watch what is happening here. Bea.
I'm going to move a little closer to Vanarel. You're now all within the range to use the Wand of Haste, which I pull off my belt for a free action. Everyone, grab your haste.
Okay, that was your turn. Oh no, you still have 1 action left, or you moved and did that. Yep. Okay, everyone is hasted. Daegron, you are hasted. You are sickened. You are not slowed from the divine wrath, though. So
he reaches onto his armor and swipes it in the pattern to summon the wings. Here, he's going to use his winged rune. That's 2 actions, and then he will. Let's see. Yeah, why not? We'll start moving because I can't fly with the hasted action. It's half movement on the acrobatics check, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Just see where's one of those. I don't see a prompt. I'll just roll one for you.
Yep, you can move just fine with your 1 action, half speed, and then what? You have 1 action left.
The last action, he'll start flying. Let's see. So 25. Yep, I'll just go this way, but I am just a bit off the ground.
Okay. Yep.
You get 2 more squares. I think it was measuring from where you were. If you want to go 25.
Oh, yep. There we go.
Dezi's gonna try retching first. I'm slowed, so I only get 2, but I'm quickened. So there's that. Oh.
Yeah. So you will get 3 actions, and as a result, that is a success. So you have gotten rid of 1 level of your sickened.
Because it's a critical.
Does that get rid of 2 levels on a retch?
I think so. Yeah. Yes.
I'm not sure of that, but I will say yes.
Yep.
Okay.
It says by 2 on a critical.
Okay, perfect. There we go. Okay. So you are not slowed, but that won't affect you this turn because you get
I still get 3 because of the haste, the slowed in the.
Yep. You have 2 actions left.
So 2 left. I think we are just going to shoot this thing with looks like a 47 hits.
47 will hit.
Yep.
Roll your damage.
Yep. And I will use my charm. Oh, okay. Actually, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Last action is to reload.
Got it. Okay, it is up next, and it does not like the fact that you shot it and hurt it, but it also sees this other person flying toward it. I think it's going to feel... Yeah, it's going to fly a little bit toward Daegron, who's closing in. Let's see, it's going to move 15 feet forward, flying in the air. It's then going to stick out its... let's see. Yeah, it just tries to bite at you. It like it kind of launches its head forward. It almost seems like it's growing a neck a little longer than you'd expect it to be, or maybe it's just the way the frogs seem to kind of stretch out when they're going for a fly. The tongue is not going for you. It is just the jaws snapping at Daegron, and he's going to miss just barely with that. He has one action left, and he is going to... What does this one do? This time he will launch the tongue at you, trying to grab you with that instead, and see if that makes you easier to bite in later rounds. Oh no, that's a natural one.
Oh, well, hello. Natural weapons I can counter strike on, so
You will smack the tongue as it tries to hit you. Roll your damage. A giant tongue reached out, was trying to wrap around you, and instead you managed to slice it, and it does not like that. It is roaring now. It is angry. It is roaring loudly. And also, now that it's all the way out of the water, it smells absolutely horrible, and I need a fortitude check from Vanarel. Let me send it to chat as you start your turn.
I'm assuming you mean
No,
Daegron,
it's
not Vanarel.
No, Vanarel. It's at the start of your turn. This triggers.
Oh, okay.
And Vanarel's next.
The wind was blowing my way.
That is a failure. You know you have smelled a lot of horrible things, but this one is one of the worst now, and you are now sickened
a new
2.
record, okay? Oh, great. Put that thing back underwater, please. I will give it a attempt to move a little bit closer to it, even though it smells so bad. So again, the idea is to move 15 feet to right here to the edge of this slippery log. We'll let the acrobatics determine just how good I am at that. The 39 might be okay.
Yeah, you can keep on moving.
All right. No, well, I'm going to get to here because he's up in the air. So I'm going to try to get his attention with a couple of thrown hammer strikes at the big ugly. He's big enough I should be able to hit him. We hope. So I'll look down at my nice shiny new hammer that the blacksmith did such a great job on back in Iadara, and it's gonna stink bad. But let's see what we can do.
You miss with the first one. I think you're just a little too worried about getting your hammer dirty.
He's so spry in the air. All right, let's give that one more shot then as it comes back and roll it back around.
That time you hit.
48. There we go. All right, I'm gonna take 27 to consider.
Okay.
With a big bruise on him. That is all of... Oh, I am quickened now. That's
You are
right.
quickened.
Thanks, Bea. I remembered all the cool things I can do. Well, then when I catch the hammer, I'll just kind of like spin it just a little bit to shake it off a bit, and we'll see if we can try that again. He is pretty rugged, but let's see what we can manage. I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah, the hammer just goes striking and sinking into the water a little bit by below it before coming back to your hand. It's Bea's
all right,
turn.
that's me.
Like Bea's flying up. You might be muted.
I was muted. Okay, I'm gonna fly up to 25 feet here, and then I'm still not within range. But I picked up a neat little ring that lets me do a thing. I'm gonna take the Magus ring, and we're going to use the concentrate action, the second one, to teleport my fly speed to here.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we're going to spell strike.
Don't you want to
with-
be inside its square to be able to spell strike?
Oh, right. Yes.
You have the
Sorry.
range. I know you do. So I'm going to drop his altitude some just so we can get you visible. I'm going
Or
to
we
put
can pull mine up.
That's what I'm going to do. I just
Why
wanted
not?
to get him low enough that I can find you. There you are.
My bad.
I'll put you at 20. I'll put him back to 10. But you should be
We're
above him
going
now.
to spell strike with probably just live wire. So here is the attack. Don't need anything crazy. Should save the crazy for later.
You get a
Oh.
natural 20, so that's a critical
Here's the
hit.
critical damage.
Critical spell strike. Oh my, he's in for a bad day.
And here's the damage right here.
Yep, I'll double that one. You notice the fire damage he seems to shy away from even more than all the cold iron damage you'd been doing, which you know had been hurting him. The fire seems to be something he hates even more.
Oh,
He is
it's
on fire now too, so yep. And I believe you still have one action left, which must be a stride, which you can't do while flying, or just a basic strike with the hasted
Yep,
action.
so we're going to
So it's gonna be
basically hit him.
At -10, because that's the second the final map attack, but another natural
Jeez.
20. That's only a hit. That's only a hit, so just regular damage.
Oh, never mind. That was a critical damage.
Yeah,
My
just
bad.
just
I
press
was
the
too
damage button.
excited.
Yep, as it was a miss that got upgraded to a hit by the critical. Okay, he took a little bit more damage though. He's in bad shape. He is angry, and the gathering demons who had shown up to kind of cheer and jeer at you are some of them are starting to kind of back away. It looks like they don't want anything to do with the four of you, and they're like, we weren't here. We didn't see this. Don't look at us, please. Daegron.
Bea got in there and landed some massive hits, so Daegron's going to fly in to help support and maybe give a good position for Vanarel if he can get around. But as he comes around, he's going to do a snagging strike as he flies around towards the rear of this thing. Ooh, we rolled off it. Okay, nothing on that. Then we'll do, why not? We'll follow it up at the map. It's one of those ones where you roll slightly better every time on the worst bonus.
Yep.
So that's 2, 3. The last one just has to be a regular strike for the haste.
And you
Slightly
just
higher roll.
You just can't get a hit. You're swinging. Maybe you're not used to flying right now, and you're just a little off your game. You've done the jumping attacks very often, but you haven't done a lot of flying attacks. So this might be a new feeling for you, and it's just throwing off your aim just enough. Wherever it does.
Dezi's pretty comfortable back here and doesn't think moving on these slippery branches is a good idea right now. So I think they're going to take an Eldritch shot. My best guess is Holy is going to do well, so I'm going to go with Divine Lance on this. Carefully aims, trying not to aim towards the left since we got Bea and Daegron over there on the right side. I aimed too far left. Oh no. And I miss with the 30.
Yeah, it goes thwacking into the tree limb here. It does seem like the tree does not like being hit, and the branch you're on kind of quivers and shakes a little bit. You don't need to make a save to stay on, but you can tell that the tree does not like that holy damage you just did to it.
I'll take I got one action which has to, it can be a stride. I'll try moving forward a little bit at this point. It gives you the acrobatics.
Yeah, you
Seems
can move,
fine.
no problem. And it is its turn. Let me undo that. Its healing is turned off, maybe because of that fire that was done to it. It is really unhappy. I think it does not like Bea here one bit. It is going to try to bite at Bea. You hurt it badly, and it does not like that. And with a 56 against AC, it is going to crit you
Oh no.
for 92 points of damage. And it is going to try, it has improved grab. It is going to try to grab you. And with a 41, wait, is that its roll or your roll?
Oh, that is Bella.
I rolled that as
Yeah.
Bea. Yep, let me try that again. I was trying to target you and roll it as the demon. Let me try it one more time, see if that works. No, I think that's still rolling it as, no, that was correct. Yeah, okay. So it now has you grabbed with its first action, and it's very appropriate. It's a giant frog and you're an insect. That seems like very much the thing that would happen here. And it is then going to try to swallow you.
Oh no. That might be a bad idea for it.
It might, but it seems very appropriate. It has critically succeeded at swallowing you. So
Okay, it dies next
Hold on
turn.
1 second. You are 50 feet away. Yes. Have an air bubble. You're about to enter an environment where you presumably can't breathe. So be able
Okay.
to breathe in there.
that
Oh,
will
thank
help you
you.
cast spells inside. You are slowed one, you are grabbed, you are, as there are can engulf and swallow whole condition. We'll put that on you. Yes, so you are inside of it, and you do take some damage as you are swallowed. Ooh, high roll. 35 points of bludgeoning. Okay, it has one action left, and it's gotten
There we
rid of
go.
at least,
Okay.
it's gotten rid of the insect that was flying around
Where did my slow come from?
being swallowed.
Oh, okay.
That will cancel out your haste for the round. You still have 3 actions though. And and then it's going to start like those who outside of it, you see like that throat of like a bullfrog start kind of inflating and pulsing, and it lets out a really, really loud croak. And we need all of you who are outside of it to give me a will save. All of you
bad.
have failed.
Is this, what is it? Sorry, is it fear-based at all?
Auditory, emotion, mental, and primal. So no
Okay.
fear.
No.
This makes you all slowed. For how long? Okay. I know how long. You don't. That was its turn. Well, you just saw Bea go inside this thing, not voluntarily.
That's probably not good. Okay. Well, first things first, I was going to raise his hammer up over his head, getting ready to throw it again, but then just the stretching of the chest cavity inside just does something extra queasy with all this disgusting stench he's
We did forget
breathing
everyone
in.
else's stench save. I'll have to remember that this round.
Well, I'm going to start with trying to retch and get rid of some of this. That is a fortitude save, I believe.
Yes, it is. I can send it to chat. Oh, there you go. Rolled.
Oh, I
Yep, that will get rid of your sickened.
That gets rid of both levels.
That
of
was
sickened?
not a crit, so just one level of sickened.
Okay, so that's a little something as I unceremoniously just cough something up into the water. It's gonna have to do. I will then rear back and I will hurl my hammer once again into the giant demon frog thing. Let go of my bee.
And you miss.
I have to hit it when I do that next time. Okay. I will catch the hammer on its way back, and with one last desperate throw, try to catch this thing right in this little frog throat sack. Missing once again.
Miss again. Okay. I will want the stench save from you, so here you go. And that is going to be a critical fail. That will you're going to reroll that. Okay, with your hero point. That's just a regular fail now, so you are sickened too, and you'd be slowed. Doesn't stack with your other slow as long as you're sickened, so that doesn't matter here. And you do have the harder ability to get rid of smell. So you're inside this thing. You have 3 actions. You are grabbed, but you do know that to break out, to rupture the way out, you need to do a lot of damage with a slashing or piercing one-handed weapon. That is light, and I believe, actually, is your weapon light?
It should be, even if it's not.
Searing Blade is bulk 1, so it is not a light weapon.
Are there light weapons in this game?
Yeah, bulk light.
Am I saying that wrong?
Bulk light. Right. No, you're probably right. Yep.
Yes, only with unarmed attacks or with weapons of light bulk or less.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So can I hit it with the Searing Blade?
Not with the Searing Blade or Stormflash. They are both 1 bulk, so they are too hard to maneuver inside the belly of a creature.
You can cast spells with the air bubble.
Because of air bubble, you can without losing all your remaining air. So that is, you can cast without spell striking. And you don't seem to have a dagger, which is what you would need, or something else of that nature. A light pick, I think a short sword would work, but all your weapons are too big. I think the rapier you may have had at the beginning would have worked, but you've upgraded to like longsword based weapons. Oh no, the Stormflash is a rapier base, so rapiers are not light. Yeah.
All right, well, I suppose what I will do instead is cast Ignition.
Okay. Burn it from the inside. Zoomed in, showing you have a double ring starting of conditions on you now.
It's flat-footed to this at least, which is...
It is. I'll have to check. But that's still a critical miss.
All right. First,
you have
I really
one
want
action.
to be out of this thing, so...
You're using up all your hero points here, but you're doing it. Still a critical miss. You have 1 action remaining.
Did that count enough for Arcane Cascade?
Sure.
I might as well set that up.
Yep, okay.
For everybody else.
At the end of the turn, you take some more damage from being digested. 29 more points. And it is now Daegron's turn.
Okay, we're going to try to cut Bea out here. First attack here with the snagging strike.
That was going to hit. A 47 against AC for 35 points of damage. And it has died. Bea is still inside of it, though.
Yeah, he's going to start pulling the mouth open to try to maybe assist, because I'd have 2 actions left.
Yeah, give me an athletics check to kind of prop the mouth open and try to make a way you can shout down to Bea. You're struggling a bit. This is a heavy thing, but you are quite strong, and you... Oh, actually, that's borderline. Give me your save against the smell, because it does still smell really bad. So here is that roll. And this, if you fail this roll, you fail the athletics. That's why it matters. No, you were able to tough it out with the stench. And you get inside there, you kind of hold your nose against this horrible stench of this thing and prop the mouth open. And I will say Bea will be able to fly out next turn, so we don't need to stay in initiative. We will end the encounter here.
I'm going to fly out of here quickly.
Let me get some of these conditions off of you. We don't need the swallow whole. I think that gets rid of all the effects we need to get off of you.
What about the stench?
The stench would last until you get rid of the sickened.
Yeah, as Daegron lands on the ground here, he's just retching up against the side of this as he just pulled his head out of this horrible smelling mouth.
Same.
As he will slowly make their way across the log, hopefully, and try to get to shore, basically, and help everybody who's a little bit injured right now.
And, as you look around, the throngs of demons who are here to kind of watch this spectacle, they have all dispersed. So, yes, you think they know you're here, but none of them seem to want to be the ones sent after you at the moment. So you think that still gives you some chance to do something here. without being interrupted immediately.
Do you want acrobatics rolls for getting to shore?
No, I'll let you can just do that now without.
Okay, let's get rid of the slowed and the haste.
And Daegron, give me a perception check.
Is it based on sight or sound?
Sight.
I'll start examining the creature as well to see if it has, anything on it, and also if what it is.
The Bea has not cleared the sicken that what you were just trying. Daegron, you do see embedded in some of the folds of fat or whatever else what looks like a spear that's just still stuck into it.
Yeah, he puts an arm over his nose and kind of steps forward, grabs hold of the back of the spear, and kind of puts his boot up and wrenches it free. Dezi, want to take a look at this?
Sure, I'll have a look. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Yeah,
Can't imagine a normal
have
spear.
This as a Mabogo. They're usually not this large. They're big, but not this big. They are massive swamp-dwelling monstrosities that combine the worst aspects of giant toads and evil dragons. Lazy, cruel, greedy, these vile creatures make their lairs in the most ancient and primordial swamps. Boggards tend to worship them, and this one, though, looks like it has been elevated, evolved. It does look large enough that it probably eats Mabogos for lunch, and more about it in particular, you don't really know.
That's fine. Just kind of wanted the basics now that it's dead. And I'll try to identify, with in a single action, the spear, presumably.
Yep, I can send that to chat for you with your quick identify. Yes, you can tell what this is. It is a +3 greater striking, quick strike, returning orichalcum spear with an attached, I'll just auto-identify the attached thing, with an attached dispelling silver. So
okay.
The dispelling silver is a talisman that you can affix to a weapon. When you strike and damage a target, you can activate the dispelling silver, which can attempt to counteract some magical effects on the target, as if it was an 8th rank dispel magic. And
nice.
For all those runes on the spear, do you know what most of those do? Do you need me to go over any of them for you?
I mean, quick strike, returning. Yeah, no. Orichalcum is the material, right? Quick strike gives you an extra. That's what the other thing had on it. It gives you an extra attack.
It does.
Yeah. So that's very good for, anybody really. So.
Yep, that's what you
I
found
guess I
on
can
it.
take it for just a thrown weapon right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
Go grab it and, obviously take the thing that's attached to it. How am I healing people up really quickly? Let's do, what does my life boost do at this point? I think this is 10, 20, it does 80. So yeah, I'll do 2 life. How about you down, Bea?
Bea's health bar is not visible. Let me fix that.
110, I think.
Okay, I'll do 2 life boosts. You're going to get 80 of that back, though. I'll just roll 80.
109.
As we get into, the party has just fought off this giant frog-like demon that was defending the entrance to the Witch Bowl. The demons who gathered to watch the spectacle have dispersed back into the swamp surrounding the area. So they know you're here, but none of them want anything to do with you just at this moment. You've done a little bit of healing. You've identified a very magical spear that seemed like abandoned in this creature's hide for who knows how long. And what do you want to do now?
I'm going to push this thing off into the water.
Yeah, give me an athletics check.
Yeah, strong.
Strong like Bea.
Yeah, it takes you a bit. I mean, it's almost comical watching, given that you are so much smaller than it, but somehow you are still strong enough to just push this thing into the river. And maybe that also helps add to the fear that the demons outside are showing of your party at the moment here.
Should we head inside before anybody else spots us out here?
Yeah.
Good idea. I think
ducked.
our tracks are covered or drowned, so
Yeah, so
let's go.
you have ducked inside the Witch Bowl. It is dark everywhere here. I know at least, I think Bea is glowing. Does anyone else have light spells on them?
I have dark
Dezi
vision.
appears to have some.
I have these
I
shiny
glow
new
all the
goggles.
time as well. So, but
Yes.
Yep, I got dark vision too.
And so
I have low
inside,
light
you just
vision.
see these weird tunnels. You don't even know quite what to make of them. They don't quite feel like they were mined. They don't quite feel that they grew. You're not quite sure what created them, but they branch, they spiral, they crisscross. You don't seem to know where you are headed. How do you want to navigate inside of here?
Ron, are you good at this point?
Oh, I could try to lead us through as I can, and he's just taking stock of their location, like stopping, listening, and like peering down these tunnels, seeing if we can maybe see where more movement's been that might lead them somewhere important.
I think we want to go up to that area that might turn off the pollution. I would use try to look at the aura to see if I can track that down.
Okay, you can give me a religion check to navigate that direction. I can take a survival or a perception roll from what Daegron was saying.
I'm also
No.
going to try to navigate by, finding the place.
Yeah, I was going to try and follow the root systems as we pass by the turns and such.
So Dezi and Bea, you're comparing notes and you're able to tell that it feels like there is some energy flows here. And you can tell, you think you could choose to, you think there's one set that feels like it is the source of the energy for the Witch Bowl. You have another one that feels like to you it is where it's being consumed, that's matching what you saw of that fungal pollution. So those are the two destinations that you think you have figured out. There's some other ones, but you don't think you can follow them yet. One of them does feel more interplanar, and it seems like it's a weird, almost marketplace. It feels like it's a transmutation of the energies. Abyssal energy seems to be flowing out and back to what maybe we'll call the heart, and maybe soul energy is flowing toward that place, versus the more kind of generic, just magic energy is flowing toward where you think this pollution heart is. So you think you have we'll say you have three possible destinations. It sounds like you were trying to get to that pollution center, and between Dezi and Bea's magical understanding, that feels like it's making a lot of sense. Vanarel, you weren't able to navigate in here at all, but Daegron was able to just piece together just the littlest bits, and you think you can reach one of these places. Let me just make sure I get the right one that you wanted. That was this one. Yes, that's on a different map. Give me 1 second.
So we're all on the same page, right? We do everything one day and we don't worry about doing another day, right? Infinite
I mean, it's a
battle.
big place, Bea. I don't know we can explore the whole thing in a day.
Come on, we can do
I can
that.
only stack one nap. Or I'm sorry, I can only moment of renewal once per day.
It's so humorous to me how that's just become our modus operandi.
Okay, so don't move too far into the room yet. I'm still getting you all set up here. So you have navigated to a place we will call the Fungal Forges. No obvious exits apart from the entrance provide a way onward from this unpleasant chamber. The air is hazy with thick clouds of spores and reeks of mold and decay. All available space on the walls, floors, and ceilings are thick with sheets of fungus. Some bristly and wiry, some slimy and slick, with all shades of color represented. In each of the 5 15-foot diameter alcoves of this chamber grows a differently colored spherical mass: green, yellow, black, orange, and purple. Within each fungus's hollow interior lies heaps of several decaying bodies, mostly elves, but some others are obvious among the tangled remains. Thick spore-steaming roots and tendrils extend from each, burrowing into the walls and floors and dropping from the ceiling. And there are a number of creatures in this room as you arrive. Let me show them to you. They look a bit like elves, or maybe even a lot like elves. Let me see if I can zoom in on that a little more for the stream. So oops, nope, that's the opposite of zooming in. I apologize for that. Foundry likes to do this to me sometimes, where it only ratchets smaller and will not let me get larger. There we go. So we have some white-haired elves dressed in slightly rotting attire. They do seem to have spores growing out of their head, and they are carrying what looks like a kind of a flaming pitchfork made out of rotten tree limbs. And as you arrive, they turn to look at you. Are you here to feed the flames? You look strong enough to feed them well. Come stand inside this fire here. All will be well.
I don't know that's a good idea.
Oh, pity. Willing subjects always make better fuel.
Yeah, see, this is why we don't eat the mushrooms.
And we will be rolling initiative if you do not want to step into the fires willingly.
Surprisingly, we don't.
I know it seemed, but yeah.
How
It's a
long
weird
did it take
choice
for us to get here? Just for my health
Oh,
regen?
probably about an hour. So yeah, if you're 1 point per minute, you'd get 60 points back.
Okay.
So out of character for us not to willingly walk into the fire.
I mean, if
And then
Libya was
also,
here, she would have,
so-
but
Oh yeah,
Just to point this out, please don't smash the mushrooms. You know what happens when you smash things and the spores go all over the place? Bad idea.
And I think I need to
This isn't
make
a crystal.
will saves for all of them with your mask, Daegron.
Yep.
You have a macro for me?
Just the one in
Oh,
chat.
there it is. I see it.
for-
Yep, I missed it. So as they are looking at you so far, okay, 2 of them are going to be frightened of you. These 2. And let's see, that was just frightened 1.
Just frightened 1.
So your mask, the fact that you can seem to you stare through this blindfold at them, and those 2 are just a little bit frightened and they don't like what they see. They do want to feed you to these fungus areas, and one of them will get to go first. And what does he want to do to you? Yeah, he'll try this first. He's going to cast a spell on Daegron. Give me a will save.
Well, let's try to reroll this. Okay, that's better.
Yes, you heard a voice in your head telling you to drop your weapons and walk into the fire. And you don't do that, obviously. You almost kind of did. And then he will kind of click his tongue in frustration. And what will he do instead? He's gonna step up next to one of his allies just a little bit. Yes. Okay. That was what all it wanted to do. Another one of them is up next. This one to the northeast of you all. And, he saw that you had to work to shake that spell off. So maybe he'll try the same thing on you. Is he close enough? He might have to move closer to you. 15, 20. He's exactly in range. So yes, he is also going to cast a suggestion on you, Daegron.
I'd rather you didn't.
And he will stride down to at least kind of make it easier for them to defend each other. And the third one, he's seen that spell is not working as well. Does not think that's gonna be the right answer here, as much fun as it would have been to get you to walk into the things willingly. So I think he's going to just stride. Does he have reach with his weapon? He does not have reach. So he will stride up right next to you and is going to stab at you with that weird fungal trident thing that he's carrying. And with a 51 is going to hit you, and you begin bleeding.
Oh, that's no fun.
And you can tell that this bleeding seems to be much harder than usual to stop. It has 1 action left, and it is just going to step back. Dezi, before you do anything, you're inside an aura, and I will need you to give me a will save. Something about these creatures is very disquieting, and not quite fearful.
It's fine.
But you are unaffected by it.
Okay, I will stride up into Bea's square here. Sorry, Bea, but I need range on. Actually, yeah, just there. Actually, I'll go here, assuming people are going to move in front of me. Nope, I'm going to stride back right there. I just saw the one around the corner. And I will shoot at the one right in front of us. This is with the quickened action that I get from the quick strike. Yay. If I can hit this one. I don't like this whole fear thing. Not very good. I hit with a 42.
You do hit.
It can take 21 damage.
It takes 21 damage. Yep.
And because I've got 2, I will cast containment on that one. Let me get that up. There we go. And I'll need a reflex save from them. Gives me a reload.
Okay. One of them is up next.
No, I need the reflex save.
Reflex save. Sorry. I missed that.
40. So he has a partial field with 10 hit points and hardness 10, I believe.
I'm gonna put a box around him so we remember this. There we go.
Okay.
Partial 10 hit points, trivial to destroy, but he has to spend some time doing it. Got it. Okay. Yes. And we now have, they really liked trying to get you to drop your weapons and walk into the forges, but it wasn't working too well. He'll try it on someone else. He's going to stride up here and he will cast it on Vanarel. Drop your weapons and walk into the forge. It's a bad idea. It is your turn.
Counter-offer. Get bent.
It is your turn, Vanarel. At the beginning of your turn, you do need to give me another will save against the aura surrounding these guys.
All right. Oh, okay.
Oh, critical failure. I don't have any hero points, so yes. As Frightful Presence, so you are now frightened 4. Yes, frightened 4, but not fleeing. And you do not count any creature as an ally, so you cannot flank. You cannot be a willing target of helpful magic.
All right. I always knew you 3 would turn on me.
This happens to you all the time, Vanarel.
This is not the first time. I should have learned the last 2 times it happened, right? All right. Well, so these 2 that are here, I'm assuming the one that came over and cast a spell is the reason why I'm so scared right now. So I will do a little bit of panicking. I'm still going to designate them as a hunted prey. They did cast a spell on me after all, so
they are still your enemies. Your allies are just not your allies. Your allies have not become your enemies. It just, you don't trust them. You still know who the enemies are. The worst enemies,
they're on the list, but they're low on the list. And so I will remember I have a cool shiny toy, which is Swift Prey. If I do this as my first action, it's free. So these 2 right here, they're going to be designated as my hunted prey at the cost of 0 for me. And then I'm going to move. I'm going to start with the one that casts a spell on me. That was this fella, if I'm not mistaken. So I will move up to him with my
I would like
first
it if you
action.
didn't.
Oh, there's even a 5th guy here. Okay, well, we'll do that with my first action. My second is going to be to use a twin takedown flurry with the rapier and hammer, if we can eliminate all these distrustful people.
You got 2 hits there.
Okay.
See your colors. I know which one you're targeting. You're targeting
directly
Yes,
north.
got it. 47 points of damage, a nice mix of damage types, and unlike the previous one, this one took some extra damage compared to, I think, the crossbow no, was it the crossbow shot, which didn't do anything extra? Yep, so this one did bonus.
All right, and with one remaining action, after, moving up, flooring, I got one last thrust with a rapier. I'll make this a second sting, just in case I'm a little off my game. It'll be sure to deal a little bit of damage with the hammer, and 37
Gonna miss.
will miss.
But you said that was second
which
sting,
means
right? So you still get...
It is second sting, so he's still taking 12 points from a glancing blow off the hammer.
And the hammer is cold iron, so...
The hammer is cold iron, yes.
Okay, so that's gonna be taking a little bit extra damage. The 12 points.
Yes,
There we go.
that's all 3.
Okay.
And that these unlock.
Daegron, you need to give me the save against their aura, please.
Okay.
Here you go. Just looking at them unnerves you just enough. And like
That's
poor
annoying.
Vanarel, you are now frightened 4, and you don't trust your party anymore.
I'll go down 1 immediately. So.
Yep, fighters get to do cool things.
Yep. So well, I couldn't get flanking with him anyway.
Vanarel,
And,
did you take down at the end of your turn?
No, I did not. I'll do that for Vanarel. Here we go.
Yep, I was going to do that.
yeah.
I was typing behind the scenes, but okay, thank you. I'll remember for next time.
I'll leap past this one and take 2 strikes. You might have to watch this for flanking.
Let's see. Did it apply the flanking? I think it did. No, it did not.
Most
What?
likely.
I'm not flanking with you.
I think it seems like it did the right...
Oh, it did. There is an aura. Creature frightened by the aura can't flank.
Yes, I put a special effect on you,
cool.
so yeah. You still hit it.
So 2 strikes here. 35 damage on the first and 39 on the second.
Yeah, both those cleave into him. You see smoke rises around the wound a little bit. You can tell that something about your axe is definitely reacting poorly to this creature, and it is not liking it one bit. And that was your turn, right?
Okay. No,
No.
that was 2. And then I'm going to Daegron turns, look back over his shoulder after dropping 2 strikes into this one, and is going to scare to death the one to the northwest of him.
Okay.
So this will be intimidation.
You can't get
You
the one
got-
in the box.
You can't get the one in the box. You pick a different one.
Oh, sorry. Then it would have been the one right below.
Okay, got it.
That's fine.
So that is a success. On a success, it just becomes
Frightened
frightened 2. Yep. And yep, there we go. Okay. That
And
was your
that's all.
turn. It is the one in the box's turn. Why is it rolling other stuff? Oh, you have your persistent damage. Yes, the bleed. That I do not believe gets rid of it. Oh, you have one that changes the amount, don't you?
I do. I don't know if it has some other condition to it, but yeah, mine just lowers. I've got Orca Scar Skin.
So let me see.
Yeah,
Creature
check
hit by
lower.
this, blah, blah, blah. It takes damage that's difficult to stop. The DC to stop the bleeding using administer first aid is a high number, and healing the creature to full does not automatically end the bleeding. It actually did not say it changed the DC for the regular. Yeah, okay, so I think that works. So it doesn't,
Okay.
it makes it hard to stop with assistance, but the regular DC 15 was not changed, so the fact that yours drops it easier, you got rid of the bleed. Okay, but now it's the one, it's in the box. It does not like being in the box. It is going to stab at the box. Hits the box. I don't think the box had an AC that was appreciable for this level.
There's no missing the box.
Yeah. And it does enough
That will
damage
do.
to break the box because it had to do 10 points. Let me get rid of the box. That was its first action. It has 2 actions left. And what does it want to do? It is going to just step down and it is going to strike at Daegron with its cool little trident here. And with a 49, is going to hit you, doing 33 points of damage and reapplying that bleed. That was its turn. We are now up to Bea. Bea, you can give me your save against their aura.
Okay.
You are unaffected by it.
Saved.
Oh, yes, you are unaffected
Yay.
by their aura.
Is that forever or just
Yes.
for now?
All of these was just the one roll, and then it's on for a minute for people who failed, and people who
Okay.
succeeded are fine.
Well, we're going to move over to this guy, and we're going to spell strike. with Trim the Blight.
Sounds like a
So-
good spell here.
It sounds like it's going to be a fantastic spell to hit this man or Lane Elf.
That exactly hits.
I will take it. And
40 against
Let's
AC. 33 points up front. Let me apply the upfront damage. Look at the spell. So this was a fort spell, so it will need to make a save. And do you have expansive spell strike?
yes, I do.
Okay, so it is a 60-foot cone. Oh my. That's hitting everyone. Oh, you're aiming it that way. Got it. So you're hitting.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to hit the squares with Daegron and
Oh, you are trying to hit the squares. Oh, yeah. It just. Yeah, okay. So you're hitting everyone. Let's see. Okay.
Except and Vanarel don't have Danglebriar Blight stuff, so they don't get hit by this.
Let me read this whole thing. You create a cone of energy, blighted. Okay, so everything
That's
inside
the
there
second
becomes
paragraph.
blighted, becomes regular. Okay, so if it was difficult terrain, you'd fix that. Creatures in the area that carry features of the blight, as determined by me, yes, are trimmed as well. Oh, I see. Yes, so this only hits all of them. Okay, I already rolled the save for the first one who failed. Let me roll for the other 4. Great spell for this one.
I knew she'd cast a spell on me.
Okay, 2 critical fails and
Wow.
3 fails. So let's see, the critical failed pairs were the 2 for this back. Got it. Okay, so this was just a regular basic save plus some other stuff, right? Let's see. Is it a
it's
basic
actually
save?
pretty good,
Did it
but
say?
yeah.
No, it just says no. It looks like it is not a weird. I have to read this one carefully because it was not a basic save. These creatures take that much damage and must make the save. Oh, they wrote this spell really weird. Got it. Okay. So on a fail and critical fail, they are taking the same amount of damage, just different writers. Got it. Okay, so everyone is taking the same amount of damage as everyone failed or crit failed. And then the 3 that failed are sickened and slowed and have their speed reduced.
The regular failures are, second 2 on the critical failures. Wow.
Yep.
And also, it should hit these
And
like,
slow one for 1 minute.
things that are like in this room. I'm hoping that they take a crap load of damage from this too.
Oh, that is a good point.
And the green one, I think, potentially.
Yeah, the green.
I think the
yellow.
orange,
Yeah,
yellow, and
3.
green. Yep. Let me check.
Spell.
Yeah, those 3 are going to have to roll. So the 3 fungal forges, 1 got a critical success. They did better than the people, and then they both take half damage, apparently. They do have some hardness, so yeah, none of that got through to them. I mean, make sure the spell has nothing special about ignoring hardness on these kind of things. Doesn't look like it. Oh, it's also doing spirit damage, and objects tend to be immune to that. So I think they took no damage for 2 different reasons, and that seems appropriate. Okay, still, that was a lot of damage from Bea there. And we are at the beginning of round 2, and we have one of the creatures that was, you said they were slowed 2? I think they were only slowed 1 for a minute, isn't that right? I sickened 2 and slowed 1.
Yeah.
The creature's reach is reduced to 5 feet for an hour if it had reach. Interesting. Okay. Well, it's going to step into the flank on Daegron, and it's going to just spend 1 action stabbing at you. A trident comes right at you, and you can be flanked even if you can't flank people. And that is a 44 to hit, which is going to hit. You're already bleeding. Bleeds don't stack, so I'm not going to reapply the bleed. 30 points of damage. That was his whole turn because he's slowed. And that was for how long? A minute, I believe?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yes, so the crit fails are a minute. Got it. Okay. This one is the one that you spell struck. So it's slowed for 1 round. It's sickened. And it's going to try to push you into the purple pit. What is your fortitude DC? And that rolled really well.
39.
Your fortitude DC is a 39. It's not a crit, so it does push you 5 feet into it, and it won't follow. It could. You're not deep enough inside for it to do what it wants to do. So it's going to try to push you a second time. This has a -5 on it. 39's the number, so it still gets you. It's pushed you deeper in, but it can't seem to activate what it wants to do there. Does it activate itself, though, automatically? A sapient living creature enters. Yes. Okay, so suddenly this whole thing starts flooding itself full of liquid. And it's nasty, it's acid, it's void damage. We will need a fortitude save from you. And you are unaffected by it. It does seem to exhale some void around the area here. Everyone within 20 feet, which is, I think, so 5, 10, so it's not Daegron, but it's 3 of them and Vanarel. We also need a will save.
Will or fortitude?
Sorry, fort save. Yep.
Okay.
We'll roll for the 3 of them. Does it affect them? No, it does not affect them. That's good. Okay, and you only take the void damage if you're outside. Vanarel, you are taking 22 points of void damage.
Okay.
And that was that guy's turn and that trap's turn.
Gain 5 back, Vanarel. There should be DR.
I do have resistance Void 5.
I didn't have the
present
void type
thing.
on that, so it didn't trigger. That makes sense to me.
Alright.
And this one is now no longer slowed. He's had his turn. Okay, the one that's currently flanked, but you can't flank it, so he doesn't really care. And it still has Daegron flanked, so I think it's gonna stab Daegron twice. That seems like that's working
Doesn't
pretty
have
well.
to.
Yeah, it doesn't have to, but it seems to be enjoying this. But it misses on the first attempt and misses on the second attempt. And that one's frightened ticks off, that one's slowed ticks off. Dezi.
Okay, Well, I guess we'll go with the simple solution here. Yeah, let's just do an Eldritch shot at the one that's in the middle there, causing all this flanking to go on. And I'm gonna try to do this with some needle darts, because I have Cold Iron, and it feels like Cold Iron is what's doing the trick here, given all the various hits we've seen. And let me see if this hits to begin with. Or on the die. Oh, it hits. Okay, that's useful. Let's do some damage. My weapon does 21 damage,
Okay, let me apply that.
and then I'll roll for the other thing once that's applied, just so it doesn't scroll off the screen for you.
Sorry, this one right here. There we go.
Okay, and then we'll do the damage on needle darts. Is it doing the right?
You said the needle darts was cold iron.
Oh.
It might not have that on it, so I might need to apply that manually.
Nope, it does. It should.
Okay.
And that's gonna do an additional 26.
Yep, and it took a little bit extra. So you have seen that
Yep.
the cold iron is the
Okay.
bonus one.
Turns out what does its trick.
That was your whole
My
minute.
last action, I have the quickened if I want to take a shot. I think I will just take a regular shot at that one at full map. Probably not going to do a lot, but it's worth a try. Right, I get the reload automatically with a spell strike, but I will not have it after this. Okay, let's see what we can do. I had a 3 on the die on my third attack. It's
Yep.
going to miss.
Arrow goes
Yep.
thunking into the ground with no effect. Okay, this one is slowed 1, and he will step into the flank here and stab once at Vanarel. We got the massive Congo line here going, but of course they're flanking you and you're not flanking them. He hits you with a 41 against AC, 33 points of damage, and you're now bleeding. And that one is now no longer slowed. Vanarel, you're up. You're surrounded by these guys. You just saw the land became a little nicer. The flooring here doesn't quite look as nasty as it used to.
Okay, but there is a guy that just stabbed me, and he was the one that cast a spell on me earlier, so we're gonna try to go after him, this fella to my right now. And yeah, let's do a little long-term gauging of how tough I think these guys are. I will start here with the rapier and hammer together, do a twin takedown, see what I can manage with them. Well, if I only can roll one attack, that's not going to help.
Yep, you got
Or land with one.
1 hit, 1 miss, and 20 points of damage.
Okay, well, at least the hammer hits. Okay, so again, the second and third strikes will be the more slower, more measured. Just pulling the rapier back around and trying to poke through the same person. This will be a second sting. Trying to hedge my bets here if these guys are a little crafty, and they are.
Misses, so it does hit with the 12 points, which we also know is with the hammer, so it's the extra.
With the hammer.
So it's the extra 10, so 22 points total.
Yeah. And then for the third, the same thing. The slow, careful second sting.
Does that one have
This
flourish?
time-
I know it was just that you can't use it with the hasted action. That's right.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
And I can't use it as part of a
Yep.
flurry.
And you're not hasted now,
yeah.
so you're fine. You can do a second sitting. Got it.
Yep, second sting. It's like a fourth sting. And that's with the hammer.
That will
coming
hit.
Down, but the hammer is going to hit solidly. So he can eat the full 24.
Okay. At the end of the turn, you bleed, and you are still bleeding. Oh, nope. You also have you also have the special conditions let you recover faster, I guess.
I do indeed.
Okay, Daegron.
Okay, let's start this off. Well, he doesn't trust that guy on the other side. There's one stabbing him in the back, so he's going to do a snagging strike to try to deal with this.
That is going to hit.
Not me.
That one is still
And
up and still
second
attacking you. Another hit.
There we
And
go.
you've destroyed one of them.
So two quick swings back to back on the one behind him, cuts it down. And then the one that just got out of the sphere, yeah, let's give that one a scare to death also. So the one directly to his northwest.
Okay. That was the one that was inside the... Yeah, so you've not tried it on that one. Got it.
No.
That is a success. So he is frightened 2.
And that'll be all 3 for me.
Okay. Let's see. We have one of them up next. It's the one you just tried to scare, huh? And you still bleed and you stop bleeding. Yeah, he's gonna stab at you with... Let's see, and this one is the one that's slowed... Yeah, slowed for a long time. Okay, yep, stab at you he does. It seems like it's working. He's hurting you at least somewhat. He's gonna miss on the first one, not a critical miss, and he tries again. Stabby stab with the weird looking trident, and he misses with both. And he ticks down his frightened level 1, but his slow Probably as long as he's alive. Bea.
Well, we need to get in close, and I would like to spell strike. So I have a spell to do that. The Sky Laughs at Waves. I will move in and hit him with a melee strike. This does recharge my
Spell strike, yep.
spell strike,
You do miss on this. You have
Yes.
2 actions left.
which will be to use the spell strike.
Okay, this will be at
And with
-5, but
double spell strike, it's going to be Trim the Blight again, because I
Okay.
can use that one twice.
okay.
Okay, and here we go.
And even
Yeah,
at the
so hit.
-5, that is a hit.
And here's the Trim the Blight. It's hitting the same people.
Yep. I'm not going to bother with the fungal forges. We know they just are not going to take the damage for multiple reasons, but the four of them still living will roll. I rolled better this time. We have, let's see, what do we got? We got a success, a fail, a success, and a crit fail. And the crit
Mhm,
fail
so-
is the one that you were right on top of. So it's going to take, well, first, everyone but the success, who is that one, got it. So these all take the 70. This one takes half. And the only one that you are affecting with a worse condition is the one that you are right on top of. That one becomes sickened 2 and is slowed for a minute. All the other ones already have a worse condition. Okay, good turn for you. Beginning of round
Right.
3. We have this one who is slowed for a long time, and he does not like being slowed. He can't use some of his fun abilities. You've gotten rid of some of their nastiest things by this slow. I'll let you know that. He's gonna step, because he doesn't have flank anymore, and kind of wants to go get Dezi, but he doesn't have a good way to get there. So he will just stab at Daegron once and miss. And he will become less frightened, but he is still slowed for a long time. This one is slowed. The one that has Dezi. Only gets 2 actions. Well, it's going to try the same thing it did last time. That kind of worked. It's going to try to push you back into that fungal pod. It wants you to stay there. So here comes the push against your Fortitude D30. It fails. We'll try a second one. I don't have the -5 on this quickly, so I'll have to take 5 off of it. Not a critical fail, so it doesn't trip himself, but he does not push you in there this time at all. Dezi.
Okay, I see our 2 frontliners are down, and that my job is healing here. So I will do an echoing channel with my primary target being Daegron and my secondary being Vanarel. It's cast heal. I think we do that.
Only thing is, are we willing?
They are not willing. They will not accept this.
Oh, they're not allies at all. Oh,
They are
okay,
not.
then I can't
Yeah.
do that.
They are not. They will
Yeah,
not
I don't
accept
think I take
spells.
Oh, never
I don't
mind.
trust your spells over there, Magic
I will
Man.
not cast that then. I forgot about that. In that case, fine. You can all bleed out. I see if no. You're not frightened anymore. Does that doesn't end it? Oh well, you still are. That's fine.
Nope.
Let's just get rid of these guys. I will spend an action spells. Sorry, that ruined my plan. Curses. Okay, let's shoot at the one that's near death to start. Oh wait, reload to start and shoot at the one that's near death. Go and take a shot. Let's see if I can get some numbers here. That's a good number. Critical hit. I'm gonna assume this one's not gonna be near death anymore. I hope. Oh, that was bad damage though. 24. Oh my. 24 on a critical. But he'll bleed out. It's fine. They can make us bleed. They'll bleed. It's all good. My third action. Let's reload again. And we're just gonna take a second shot at that one.
Okay, you will hit
Looks
it.
like a 47 will hit. Let's see if this is gonna be more than my critical damage. It is not, but it's gonna be good. 21. Pretty
It's
close.
enough. That one is also
Yay.
defeated.
Okay, that was my full turn, but I'm okay with that.
Vanarel.
All right, well, thanks to the shifty halfling over there, I'm fresh out of hunt and prey targets now. So I will, with this being the first action on my turn, I'll redesignate them. I'm going to choose the one that's over here with Bea, another unsavory type to be sure, as well as the one that's to the farthest northwest of us. Those will be my 2 new hunted preys. And then I'm going to step onto maybe under the here.
I'll move the corpse away.
I'm hiding under the corpse, getting closer, and yeah, we'll try to do a little flurry action on this one. He's already distracted a little bit, being hammered on by our maggot. Only the hammer's was that the hammer or just the...
That was only Castrovel's beacon hit.
Okay, well, he'd have 28 to start.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I think that's all of yours, right? Because hunt, prey, step, and strike.
Hunt prey is free now.
Oh, okay. You have 1 action
So
left
I-
then.
Stepped in for first action, flurry for the second. Yeah, so I'm going to wrench the rapier free, the one weapon that actually did manage to connect, and we'll try to plunge it in one last time. I forgot to mention this being a second strike before I rolled, so that is just a miss.
Okay, your frightened ticks down, and it is Daegron's turn.
Okay, so things are looking on the up and up. Let's see. This one tried to get down around me. Let's hit that one. We'll do a snagging strike. Try to knock it off balance to the one directly to the south.
Oh, that's a crit. That was a crit. 60 points of damage, and let's see. You also, it might be slowed. We know that roll is very low. Probably not. Nope.
Yeah,
oh, that
even
was a
on a
low
crit.
roll. It's still a success. And
Yeah.
there's no one adjacent to it for you to cleave into. So,
Yep. Okay, and then let's see. Yeah, we'll give it one more, and then the other one over there I haven't tried to scare, so we might as well see what we can do with that with our third action.
so another hit. We keep cleaving into this one, hurting it quite
Nice.
bad. And then you're trying to frighten the one by Bea. Is that right?
Let me look at this roll here.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just see if we can make it easier for Bea to finish that one off. So we'll do a scare to death on it.
Okay. It's just a regular success again.
One of
Even
these
with-
days.
Even with all the debuffs he had. If he is frightened too, at least that will help Bea. Okay, it is. This one can step into the flank on Daegron and is going to spear you once.
And also with my fear dropped down,
And it misses
do I
you.
lose that paranoia?
I don't believe so. Let me just double check. Actually, this does look like it would drop off now. A creature frightened by the aura becomes suspicious. It doesn't count. It doesn't say it disappears but it doesn't give a duration on it either. So yes, I'm going to say you're no longer aura of disquietude.
Nice. Okay.
And that was that turn. So it is now Bea's turn.
Neat. What should I do? Well, recharge spell strike, but this time just a ignition spell strike.
I have been forgetting. They have reactive strike, so they are going to. It's going to try to hit you as you do the spell strike. See if it can interrupt that manipulate.
Okay.
If it gets a crit here, you would lose the spell. It does not. So you hit him. He does not hit you. Yeah, I've been trying to watch for movement, and I kept forgetting because you teleported in once, and one time I should have attacked you once, but I missed one. That was it, though.
There's the
Okay.
fire damage.
Yep. And that one is dead. You have one action left, Bea.
Oh, great. I'm hasted.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, you're not hasted. Never mind. I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me just take that off.
Yeah, the haste was from the previous fight. Okay, that is the end of round 3. We are at our time for the night, so we will pick this up next week as we go into round 4, as the 4 heroes are deep inside the Witch Bowl fortress of Treerazor and are trying to turn off the pollution generating fungal forges. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.